a sip of my coffee, but I figured I maybe should just wait on it.
That's fair.
What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. We have a very juicy episode today, I feel like. We're going to touch a lot of cool topics. I'm excited. That being said, this podcast is brought to you by your host, Brandon. Joining me is my co-host behind the scenes,
Jackie.
And joining us is a very special guest.
Hello. You want me to introduce myself?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I'm Teagan Law. So I'm the owner of TL Productions, and I don't want to say, we'll say it, future bodybuilder. I was a bodybuilder in the past too. We're in the off season, so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, guys, so welcome back to another episode of the OAP podcast. But, Teagan, bro. So I want you to know where I got to know you from. Okay. Because I think we probably don't know, like, damn, this kid has just kind of come up to me kind of weird. Right. But so we have the same trainer.
Okay.
I don't train with him currently, but I did for some amount of time. And then he was posting up this competition that he was having.
Right.
And I think you were a part of that competition.
Yes, sir.
So he would post you on there, right?
Yes, sir.
So I clicked on your Instagram, and then I was looking at your videos, and they were like very like jumpy, like "What's up, guys?" And that type of style. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then I realized that you like to edit a lot. Like you did mini vlogs on Instagram.
I did for
or
a
you
little
still
bit.
do.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, "Dang, this kid is good at editing. Holy smokes!" Like the little mini vlogs. And I was like, "I wonder who this kid is." And then I was like, "I'm gonna keep him in check. Like I'm gonna, you know, just keep up to date with what he's doing." Because I knew this before we had this whole setup going on.
Oh, okay.
So this was before we moved. And I was like, when we have the new setup, he's going to be one of my guests.
Right.
And then, you know, I shoot you a message, and I was like, "What's up, dude?" And then history from there. Yeah. So that's kind of how I came across you, dude.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad to meet you. Glad to be here. So,
dude, I want to talk about a few different things, but I want to start with TL Productions.
Okay.
So talk to me about TL Productions, and talk to me. I guess I just really want to know where, like, at what age did you know you wanted to go this route of content creating?
Oh, so when I was a kid, I've always loved making stuff since I was a kid. Like, I used to chase my grandma around. Like, she had this little green Polaroid, and I'd chase her around with the Polaroid. So it's been ever since I was a kid. And then it just kind of went into different things. Mm-hmm. But all of the things were creating something, and it was just always creating something. When I think I still have them somewhere. When I was like 12, I would make videos of me and my brothers. Oh, wow. And I would edit them on like iMovie and stuff, like back in the day.
Because you're how old?
I'm 18.
You're 18? So, okay. I thought you were 19. I was telling her yesterday. She asked me how old you were, and I was like, I think he's 19.
I'm close to 19. So basically. But, and then after that, I just continued to make things, and then high school kind of hit, and I kind of got busy. I kind of stopped doing that. I did sports and such. And then senior year kind of rolled around, and I went on a camping trip with my friends. And I was trying to take a bunch of photos with my phone. I was like, it was an iPhone 10 at the time, so it wasn't the greatest. I was like, this kind of sucks. So I got an actual camera, and I started taking photos with my friends. And I was like, wait a minute, this is actually kind of cool. And people pay me to do this. So then I upgraded. I got more photos. I started taking more photos. Yeah. And August of last year, I started an LLC. And I started taking photos for a bunch of people, and I was like, this is really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And then in comes Vincent Hawks, and I take a bunch of photos for him. He's like, hey, we need this video. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, I don't really know all that much about it, but we're going to pretend I do. And
wait, so you didn't know how to do video editing at that point?
Not really. No. Okay. It was just, it was CapCut, and that was pretty much it.
Dude, so CapCut is the fucking plug. Yeah. I don't know if you swear or not, dude, but I swear sometimes. You're good. Yeah, just, you know.
But CapCut it's unbeatable. Yeah. And so I started making videos for him, and I made a product commercial for his
protein.
Excuse me.
And his supplement?
Pre-workout. Company? Yeah, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And I made a product commercial for that, and he loved it. I look back and I cringe a little bit, but he loved it. And I made that, and then I started making videos for my friend. He makes music. Yeah. So I started making videos for him, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, this is way cooler than photography. I love both of them still to this day. But I was like, hold on, this is pretty cool. So I upgraded cameras, and then the rest is history.
Nice. Yeah, because you said iMovie, dude, and so I'm 22 now.
Right.
so we're almost around the same age range.
Right.
When I was younger, me and my friends, one of my friends, his name is Bo. Shout out to Bo.
Okay.
He would like to take videos, and he would edit a ton on
Right.
iMovie, dude. And I was just like, dude, this guy has some crazy edits. Like,
Right.
it was just weird because he was like super into, and then he's also like a musician. So for a large part of his, artistic career, you could say, he used GarageBand, and he would edit a ton of his music on GarageBand. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. But you say, so you didn't know how to edit.
No, not really. I mean, I kind of had like YouTube tutorials, but after that, I started taking film school and things like that. Started taking it more seriously. But yeah, it was.
Why the LLC so soon? I mean, I feel like that's such a like what would you say? Like not a steady move, but like such a,
Rushed?
No, like just very like put my flag,
right.
Here type of move.
Because I'm afraid of the government. I didn't want to start charging people money without, I didn't know all the rules around it. So I was like, you know what? Shout out. So, okay, flashback.
Yeah.
So before the LLC started, I took a bunch of photos for a triathlon. I believe it was in June. Shred Nutrition had a huge booth up around there. And so I took a bunch of photos for those. And Brian Magleby, shout out Brian Magleby. He was like, hey, do you have an LLC? And I was like, no. He was like, you should probably start one. And he knows a lot more about this than I do. So I was like, okay. Yeah. So that was kind of where that started.
And how much, because first of all, you sent me his contact now. Dude, I clicked his link and I was like, whoa, this is like very I was like very taken away.
Right.
I was like, this is like completely different from anything else. But when you begin an LLC, like, were you like, oh man, I have to now really start producing some type of income, or were you just like, it's just in case if I make money or not?
It was more of a just in case. Like at the time, it was I'm gonna spend this money to start an LLC, and I'm gonna try it, and if I hate it, then I don't renew it next year, and I don't have an LLC, and I ended up falling in love. So
yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I think for me seeing that, because when I first like came across your page, you didn't have TL Productions.
Right.
It was only you, like Teagan, So then I was like, okay, cool. And then when you came out with TL Productions, I was like, oh, like this is sick. Like now he's like taking it like a step forward. And then I seen your progress with your new camera, and I was like, oh, like that's not, dude. I look at how much those cameras cost. I'm like, that's way out there. Like it's crazy. But also the like what you can put into that camera to use, like the amount of work you can get out of that camera, dude, is amazing. I bet. So I'm talking about cameras a little bit, like. From what you know.
So.
And why you chose that camera in specific? Because that's a...
Okay. So, I started off in the Canon T7. I bought it at Walmart for $500.
Oh, dude, let me tell you. At Christmas, bro, there was a box out there of a Canon T7 from Walmart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I bought it at Walmart. And then I started shooting with that until I believe around June. Oh. You know what? I don't remember the timeline. I
like, it's all over the place.
I used it for a little bit. And then I started shooting videos. I shot my buddy, shout out K-Dub Droopy. That's his music name.
Shout out to Droopy.
Curtis Whitman. And I shot his first music video. It will never be released to the public. I shot it on my iPhone 10. It looks awful. I also edited it on CapCut. My iPhone almost exploded. It was crazy. But at that point, I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't have a good camera. So I was looking into it, and it was like, what's a good film camera that I can afford? Because I'm still, but
it's all good, dude. We're in the same spot.
So I was like, what's something that I can keep under $1,000? Because obviously it's kind of like my mom always tells me, like, buy once, cry once, right? So I was like, I don't want to cheap out, but
that's a good one.
Yeah. Shout out, Mom. Love you, Mom.
Shout out to her.
So I buy the Sony ZV-E10. It was originally supposed to be a vlogging camera, and I looked into it, and it was like, you know what? It has pretty good specs for what it is. It was $800, which comes with a kit lens.
Nice.
So I start shooting all these videos. I'm doing everything for free at this point because I'm just trying to get my name out there. And I have one of my old friends, they hit me up, and they're like, hey, we want to take photos. And I'm like, okay, I can't use my old camera because at that point it didn't really work anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what now? So I bought the 28 to 70 millimeter lens for the Sony ZV-10, and I was like, we're just gonna take photos with this and hope they turn out good. They turn out amazing. They were phenomenal, awesome lens. So we just keep kind of moving down the road, and I get more into car videography and product videography.
Yeah.
And my only sticking point I had with the Sony ZV-10 was it only shot at 1080 at 120 FPS.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I need this super smooth slow motion, but now my footage is going from 60 FPS at 4K to 120, and it was noticeable. I don't know if it was noticeable to other people, but it was to me. And I start really looking into it. I'm like, okay, I think it's about time. So then I upgrade into the Sony FX30, which is the little brother to the Sony FX3, which I really want, but it's also like $5,000. So yeah.
I looked at those cameras because there's a guy that I follow, and he bought a Sony camera too. Like the camera I have is not compared to like Sony at all, but I was like, damn. I saw, because I looked at the camera he bought, and I was like, man, that is an expensive camera.
Right.
You know, and it's expensive, especially when you're first starting out too.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's what it mostly like gets to someone. It's like you're barely starting out.
Absolutely.
You want your product, to look amazing.
Absolutely.
And so you want to upgrade the minor details that people won't really know about,
Right.
like your camera lens or your camera or your even like your what you edit on.
Right.
Like if you're like, I used to edit on a MacBook Air, right?
Right.
Now, it did great for a year, dude.
Right.
Awesome. Beast. And then I was like, but it's taking too long. And then if you want some type of title that moves around or something, like a little effect, it wouldn't process it.
It freezes.
Yeah.
Right.
So then now, I got to upgrade the computer because
Right.
I need more power or whatnot. So it's like those little things I feel like is what.
It's a never ending fight.
Yeah. And then the worst thing too is that every year, like new things come out, like
Right.
new technology.
Absolutely.
Like I got an M3 Pro, right? And I'm like, next year there's going to be an M4 Pro.
Right.
I'm like, dang it,
Right.
But
So
it happens, I feel like. It's just like,
Absolutely. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. So flashback to the Sony ZV-E10. It was kind of an uneducated purchase. I wouldn't say uneducated, but it was like
a rush, do you think?
a rushed, I think I would say.
Yeah.
I bought it a little faster than I needed to. But then I really started looking into it. It was a good purchase. It was a good it was a good guess because Sony easily has the best video cameras out there. I will straight up say that. Canon's very good at portrait, and Canon is very good with their colors.
Yeah.
But I think Sony beats them in the autofocus and the video range.
And then Nikon just falls down the drain on that point.
So I always want to talk crap on Nikon, but Nikon makes some of the best photo cameras I've ever seen in my life.
Photo cameras. Let me talk to you about this camera. Okay,
Talk to me.
This camera, dude, we bought it. Okay, so we're running into an issue, huh, babe? And the issue was that I have my iPhone 13 Pro, right? And I was like, when we first started, I was like, we can just film on this iPhone 13 Pro Max, Like the footage is pretty good. You can run 4K on it at 60 FPS, and it's decent, It's gonna do the job. And I was like, if I have one phone here, and then she has she has a 14, but at the time it was a 13, and we have another phone, then we can capture two. We can capture her side and my side.
Right.
And just edit it. So we start, I'm all excited, like hell yeah. And then
it recorded for what, like 6 minutes?
Yeah, 6 minutes, and then it
and
stopped.
then he didn't have storage.
Yeah, so I had to delete a bunch of stuff, dude, everything. No. And then I'm like, okay, let's try again. And dude, the most I got to was like 20 minutes recording, and we're doing an hour podcast. I'm like, man, I don't think I can.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah, and then no, the worst part was I got to the point where I could cut it into 2 30-minute clips basically.
Right.
But then transferring over to the MacBook Air, I was like, it just wouldn't transfer.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to do. So then I tell her, I'm like, okay, let's go look at the cameras over at the Perfect Shop over here.
Right.
And I think I made a rush decision too. Like, because first of all, I don't know anything about cameras. Second of all, all I wanted was a camera that was going to record for like an hour 30 max.
Right.
So this lady, she's like, she tells me, yeah, this the Nikon, blah, blah, it's $800. And it can record for 75 minutes or whatever, and I'm like 75 minutes. That's like an hour 30.
Right.
Making the math in my head, and then we just bought it, huh? But now looking back, I think it's a good purchase because like it's made us like what we have
Absolutely.
now. But I think for $800, I probably could have gotten something a little bit better,
Right.
Or if I would have just waited and gone to $1,000, let's say, just 200 more, I
Right.
could have gone to more decent camera.
That is a grievance I have. The Sony FX30, I love.
Yeah.
The Sony ZV-10, the battery is atrocious. In my camera bag, I have at least 6 batteries at all times because the
Holy
battery
smokes.
is always.
Dying?
I'm running so heavy stuff on it, but
Yeah, I think that we had a guest named John here who is also like a videographer and photographer, and he told us that depending on your settings, it can run down your battery.
it definitely can.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't even know what type of settings they got going on. So he messed with it a little bit, and I don't really touch the camera. Like I just turn
Right.
it on and press record. That's all I do. But because we run I don't even know like the highest setting on there. I think it lasts 15 minutes and then the camera dies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's like I'm just gonna run the basic 1080p
Right.
basic settings.
Yeah. It definitely depends. Like, and when I'm on my FX30 and I'm running 4K S log and at 120 frames per second,
Yeah.
it dies a lot quicker. But
Yeah.
you know.
So you are now, you get your LLC,
Right.
and you're like, okay, now we're gonna figure this out,
Okay.
and we're gonna take it slowly.
Right.
So then you move into shooting production videos for Shred Nutrition,
Right.
and then car videos.
Right.
Why that route, and why not like the party route, or people shoot parties, or different type of routes?
I was just kind of dipping my toes in everything. It was kind of okay, what opportunities do I have? And
Yeah.
Shred Nutrition I felt was a good option. I really love what they stand for.
Yeah.
And I love Vinny just as a person. So I was like, I definitely want to shoot for you guys. And car videos just kind of I thought were cool. So I just kind of, at that point, I kind of just shot anything I could, like I said. I did real estate. Like, I did a couple real estate videos.
Did
I didn't
you?
love it. It wasn't my favorite. So I kind of shied away from that.
What's the difference between like shooting a real estate video and a product video?
Video, I feel like, I feel like I have more creative freedom in a product video. Real estate is very like a
Monotone
type of like, this is the video I want and don't change it. Product video, I can kind of do what I want to do. And product video, if you mess up, like, so all my shoots I do pretty much in my basement. A product shoot, like if you're going to edit it and you're like, I don't like that clip, you can go reshoot it.
Right.
But you can't go back to your real estate, like realtor's house.
Yeah.
Right. So, I also just didn't really like real estate because I thought it was kind of boring. Like after the shoot, I was like, I didn't really enjoy that. So
Yeah. I see a lot of real estate agents now doing videos for their homes, and it's like what I see, and if you're a real estate agent and you're listening to this, don't take offense to this, but it's mostly the drone coming in, and then it cuts to a clip of the front, the side, the back, the side of the house.
come look at my house.
Yeah,
Right.
clip, and then it goes into the front door. The real estate agent opens the door and is like, hey, welcome to blah, 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 blah. And then cut, and then drone goes in. And it's like very like, I don't know. There's no creativity behind it.
Yeah.
There's no like, I saw your clip on that Dodge video.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool because it starts fast and then slow-mo, and then there's a bunch of clips under it,
Right.
I was like, that's like more creativity.
Right.
But like you said, I think there's more creativity freedom to that too.
It was right. I had more creative freedom to it. So
Yeah. What do you think about business-wise, where do you want to take it? Where's TL Productions going in 5 years, 10 years?
The end goal is not, I don't want to say end goal. The goal is going more of a corporate route almost. Just purely because I love working with those people. I went and shot for Vincent's office and I absolutely loved it. I really love the people there. And I just think there's a lot of cool things in the corporate office. I also want to do more vehicle and car videography. I think that's a lot of fun, and I want to give people a video they've never seen before.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and not to disrespect any car videographers out there, there are a
No,
lot
disrespect them,
of
dude. It's all good. No, I was just playing.
But I feel like you kind of scroll through Instagram and you see a car video and it's like, oh, I've seen this like 40 different times, right? So if I can go into the car world and be like, okay, what's something new that I can add? What's a different shot that no one has ever seen? So I just want to introduce new shots to things people have never seen.
Yeah.
And I also want to make a short film at some point. I don't know when that's happening.
Oh, dude, whenever you do come around that idea, dude, let me know, dude.
Okay.
I'd love to jump into that one with you. I don't know what I'd probably just like look at us like, you know, be the guy who holds a sign the whole time. But yeah, I want to be involved in a short film. Yeah, corporate world. Why corporate world?
It's more professional, and there's
a lot of money in it too.
That too. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I don't want to come off as conceited when I say this, but I feel like it's higher value clients, if that makes sense. It's very frustrating when someone asks you to, hey, can you do this for a certain amount of money, right? Which is fine. I understand some people don't have a lot of money, and I'm more than willing to work with your price. But with that being said, it's very hard to work with you, and then you come back, and then I've had this happen. This is why I'm trying to speak very
without details. Yeah.
So where they come back and they say, hey, I need you to change this, this, and this, and this, and it's hours upon hours of editing, but they still expect the same price and get upset if you want to change it, right?
I feel like that's a problem in any industry, dude, because I don't think people see like I don't think people see the hard work that goes behind content creating, and especially like if you're doing something for social media, you know, I think anything that involves social media, a lot of people just think of it and see it as like, oh, that's super easy, anyone can do that, you know. Anyone can jump on a call or whatever, or everyone can pick up a camera or a phone and start vlogging and whatnot. But people don't see like the time that takes to make a video look good, or the time it takes for this to, you know, go the way you want it to go. And yeah, I don't know. I hope people understand that more, but I don't think a lot of people understand that, unfortunately.
Right.
Because I have had that happen too. I'm not in the like social media industry, but where like with what I do as a living, where, you know, people just want things very cheap
and easy, right?
You know, and if you are someone with, you know, dignity and you're genuine and you want your work to be good, you'll do your work good, you know. But then at the end of the day, it's like, my work is not worth, you know, that amount of money. It's worth a little bit more.
With that being said, I also understand where these people are coming from. Like, for example, I was talking to my buddy that makes music the other day, right? He was like, I would not give you $500 to make me a music video.
Yeah.
I would give you $500 to make me multiple social media clips, right? That just makes more sense for him. Like, he doesn't have enough of a following right now that a music video would make sense.
Well, yeah, and I think that's important that you, like, the artist or the person who contracts you understands what they want to do with, you know, your talent.
Absolutely. Right.
You know, I don't know if I want to say this story, but I had a person come to me at one point and say, hey, I want you to film this.
Right.
And I said, okay. And he wanted this, and this.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, that's, you know, 4 days of work.
Right.
And we're talking, you know, after work. So I'm already, you know, it's you're talking about, you know, 4 or 5 hours after my 8 hours at work.
8 hours at work. Right.
And which is fine. And then you're asking an edit on top of that.
Right.
And I gave him, I believe, a fair price, you know?
Right.
Because I was like, just with gas, you know, how much gas am I going to spend?
Right.
Because you have to think about that too, you know?
Right.
And then I gave him a fair price, you know, and he said, excuse me, he's like, no, that's too much, man. And I was like, okay, that's fair. He's like, I have someone that will do it for free.
Right.
And I'm like, great, you know, like,
go to him.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. Right.
Yeah. If that's, you know, if that's what you were expecting, you know, then I'm not that guy. You know, I have to value, you know, not only my time, but my equipment that I'm bringing with me, and then my edits and all that stuff. And, you know, you have to go into a lot. So fast forward, no video still has come out. So it's like, if you would have just, you know, said, okay, maybe I can, may I can't work with that price, but can you come down a little bit?
Right. And can we negotiate?
$200
right.
or whatever. Yeah, okay, let's work with that, you know.
Right.
But
funny story. I had someone come to me and they're like, "Hey, I need this video." Blah 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 blah. I said, "Okay, here's your price. Is that gonna be okay?" They said, "Well, I have someone that can do it for cheaper." And I said, "Please go to them." So they went to them, and they messaged me about a week later, and they go, "Hey, I didn't know they weren't gonna edit my video. They just sent me the raw video.
Yeah.
Can you edit it?" And I said, "Sure. Here's my price." And then they got upset at me for charging them. And I said, "I don't know what else you want."
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. Like we had remember I called you that one day?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, so that's a friend of mine, and he's wanting to have someone go to his work and videographer and whatnot.
Right.
And it's all good in that. And so I was like, cool. So I go and then do all that for him. But I didn't ask for any money, you know, because he's a friend of mine, and I've known him for a long time. He's helped me out before in certain things. So I wasn't going expecting with anything. But dude, I came out and he gave me a couple bucks, and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool, you know?
Right.
Like, that's badass. And I did the best I can with editing the video with what I had, you know?
Right.
And yeah, it worked out fine. But sometimes, like, it's that too. Like, you know, you go out, you do something of your, you know, with your heart and for a friend or whatever, and then you come back and they give you a couple bucks, and it's all good.
Right.
So it's like one of those things, I feel like, with that industry, like videographer industry, you just have to pick your clients.
Right.
You know?
And I just want to make the disclaimer, if I didn't have to charge, I wouldn't. I love my job so much. But with that being said, it's not sustainable not charging. Right.
Because are you working right now?
Yes, sir.
Where are you working at? Or what do you do for work, actually?
I'm working at a Pepsi right now. So
nice.
I stock shelves for them. So
nice. Yeah, I mean, but so if you were to do that for free, you wouldn't never get out of Pepsi.
Right. Right.
So you want to get out of Pepsi at one point, I assume, right?
Right. I mean, it's not that I hate it, but it's not my dream job. I wasn't 6 years old saying I want to work for Pepsi, right?
With their free cans. Do they give you free Pepsi or what?
No.
That's some BS, dude.
I know.
Dang, I wouldn't like to work for someone that doesn't give me free Pepsi.
And I love Pepsi.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I got a free 12-pack for Christmas.
That's about it.
Really? That's all you got?
That was all I got.
Oh, man.
Dang.
But so
hey, they give you good benefits, don't they?
I'm not full time, but they would. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do your parents think about you choosing this, you know, career path?
They're the most supportive human beings in the world.
Awesome.
But thankfully, they also check me when I'm wrong. There's been a couple times where I've been wanting to make purchases I didn't need to, or just maybe do a shoot for free that I shouldn't, and they, without hesitation, reel me back and say, "Hey, reality check. I'm gonna smack you in the face."
What have been some of the things that you're like that you have noticed, like, from they're like, dang, I didn't see that angle that they're seeing, or, you know?
So flashback to when I very first started this. I wanted to buy a MacBook Pro. I wanted the biggest, baddest MacBook Pro you could get, because I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And for all of my teenage years, I tried a bunch of things. I would get really, really obsessed with it. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore.
Dude, we're the same exact way, bro. See? I'm that way too.
My dad, he reels me back. He says, okay, you're about to spend $3,000 on this laptop, and you might not do this forever. I want you to keep that in mind, right?
Yep.
And I was like, of course, at the time, I was a 17-year-old teenager. I was like,
you're like, no, I'm going to do this forever, Dad.
I know what I'm doing, Dad. And he was like, what I want you to do is I want you to take a month or two, and I want you to keep practicing, and I want you to get better. And if you decide, yes, this is something I want to do, then let's do it.
What was it that you were doing at the time?
It was videography.
Okay.
And he was like, let's do it. But also realize that is an expensive laptop. If you could find a cheaper option, that would be perfect. So a couple of weeks go by, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to do this. But he's right. $4,000 for my first laptop is a lot of money. So I ended up going with a cheaper option. And I'm grateful for that, because I would have spent $4,000 on a laptop I didn't need at the time.
What'd you go with?
I went with the MacBook Pro, the M2.
Nice.
So it was great.
Yeah.
So.
It's still a pro.
It's still a good option.
Yeah.
So,
I realize that I'm the exact same way as you are, though. As that, like, as far as like wanting the bestest, most shiniest thing. And I get obsessed with things for about 3 months, I'd say, and then I'm like, move on, you know, I'm done.
Right.
And it started, babe, it started happening earlier, like this year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the beginning of this year, I'd say. Like, I was just like, spiraling. I was like, what do I want to do in life? Do I really want to keep doing this podcast?
Right.
Do I want to, do marketing? Because I enjoy the marketing world.
Right.
Even though I'm not into like the marketing world, like I'm not really obsessed with it. I enjoy how like the whole, you can post ads and all that stuff.
Right.
And then I was like, I need a computer, and then I need this, and I'm like, I need another mic though. And
Right.
I was just like going all over the place. And then Jackie and my godfather, they just kind of sat me down and they're like, dude, keep doing the podcast. Like, you have everything. Like, you have all the equipment.
Right.
Like, you just spend a bunch of money and you're not putting as much attention to it as you were.
Right.
So they're like, sit down and just do that and see where it takes you, and then everything else will come along,
Right.
But I think that when you're like someone like you and I, where you move on very fast from things, that you don't see that
Absolutely.
at all.
So very grateful for them. And for a while I did like free shoots, and my parents were like, dude, you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Believe it. So
Yeah. What do your parents do?
My dad works with Premier Performance, and he sells truck parts and such.
Oh, okay.
And then my mom works out in the INL. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you recently upgraded your computer.
Yes.
And so now you have the big old machine.
The MacBook Studio. So
Yeah, I realized that I probably spent a little bit too much on that MacBook, dude. Now we're talking about MacBooks. I was like, I probably could have gone an M1 Max for a lot cheaper.
yeah.
But I like that black color.
The black does look good. Nice.
It looks slick. But I'm like, I probably could have gone with an M1 Max for a lot cheaper.
Yeah. The studio was kind of a unplanned purchase. But luckily I had the money saved for it. So I was running off my MacBook Pro for a large majority of the time, and I would just have it connected to a monitor, and I would edit off that.
Yeah.
And so I get this new camera, right? And it shoots in now 4K, 120 FPS, S-Log. It has 10-bit color, which means 1 billion colors.
Oh, wow.
Which is insane.
Dang.
I didn't realize how big that file size was until I put it into my MacBook, into Premiere Pro, and it wouldn't play. It would just freeze. I was like, this is a problem. So I'm sitting here looking. It's like, yeah, you need at least like 32 gigabytes of RAM to run that. And I was like, I have 8. So
Holy smokes.
I was like, well, now I can't finish this client's work until I get a new computer.
Yeah.
So it was kind of I kind of have to do
Like you
this.
had to.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Black Friday got the best of us. Oh, babe.
It's like that.
For
it
sure,
happens.
yeah.
Yeah, Black Friday got the best of us. Well, okay, because check this out. I've been wanting a new MacBook for the longest time. Because it got to a point where I was like, okay, if I keep doing this podcast, I want to expand into different things, right?
Right.
Because at some point, like, our future with OAP is to make it a brand.
Okay.
And make it a brand within a lot of different companies.
Joe Rogan 2.0.
No, I don't know about that much, but something, I at some point I want to do like a production company too, an OAP production company. But so I was like, I'm gonna need something here sooner or later that's gonna be able to handle a lot more work.
Right.
And then I was looking, and I was like, man, I don't know. So I was just kept putting it off like after a while, because at first I wanted the M1 Max when it came out, dude.
Right.
And I was like, $5,000 for a computer?
Right.
Because I wanted, like a terabyte of storage.
Right.
64 gigs of RAM and this and that. And she's like, that's a lot of money, dude. Like, chill out, And so I put it off. And fast forward, dude, I see this on YouTube, like the new, I was looking, because I'm always into the Mac's or Apple's events.
Right.
So I was on there, and they announced the new MacBook Black and this and that, M3 Pro, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dang, that's pretty cool. So then I just kind of set it off. I was like, I'm going to, when I buy a computer, it's going to be at the right time. Like, I'm not going to force it, whenever it happens, it happens. So then we go to Best Buy, dude. It's Black Friday weekend. And it's there. I'm like, whoa.
Right. Whoa.
Yeah. And then the price wasn't that bad. I told the guy, I was like, really? That's like, is this used or what? Like, why is it so cheap?
Right.
And he's like, no. He's like, that's what the price is right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dang, that's cool. So I was going to get the 14-inch originally.
Right.
And then he's like, we do have the 16-inch if you want it. And I was like, well, how much more does it go up in price? Yeah, and he's like, it's about $200 more or something. I was like, let's take it.
Well, I'm already spending this much.
I'm already here.
Not only that, dude, we came out with an iPad Pro too.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, because she wanted it. I was like, yeah, go ahead.
We're already spending money.
Yeah,
Right?
we're already feeling the vibes of spending
Right.
money, you know?
But
yeah, so that's what happened. But I feel like that MacBook is going to get me far, you know? I feel like I can do a lot with it.
Absolutely. So
it's like a win-win.
Also, anyone that is looking to buy stuff like Apple, do not spend extra money on storage, please, because I made that mistake. I went out and I bought a terabyte storage thing that's probably this big. I think it was like $80, and I plug it into the back of my studio, and I have a terabyte and a half of storage.
Yeah,
that would have been like an extra $1,000 from Apple.
Yeah,
so don't do that.
No, but for sure buy the external storage.
Yeah,
and you can get a really cheap one. I saw them yesterday at Walmart, dude.
You can.
8 terabyte, $150
What?
at Walmart external storage.
I'm going to Walmart after this.
Yeah, so I have the SanDisk one, the portable one.
Yeah.
And it's 2 terabytes, I think, or whatever.
Okay.
So that's fine and all, but I want to get a bigger one so I can transfer all that stuff into the big one, and then I can just keep that one.
That's
But
cool.
so at Walmart, dude, $150, bro. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
Talk to me about bodybuilding.
Oh, bodybuilding. It was such a good experience. So it was kind of I was at Gold's Gym. This was probably right before June. Mm-hmm. And one night I was just working out, and in comes KJ. I didn't know KJ at the time. And he was like, hey, do you want to try this pre-workout? I was like, yeah, sure. And he gives me this little cup with white powder in it, and he goes, here you go.
You're like, is it cocaine?
It might have been, honestly. And so obviously I try it, like the irresponsible teenager. And so I try it, and I was like, man, I really like this stuff. So I had followed him on Instagram, so I texted him. I'm like, hey, where did you get this? He's like, oh, it's Shredded Nutrition. Here's the owner, Vinny Hawks. So I'm like, I see an opportunity here. So I reach out to Vinny, and I'm like, hey, I should take photos of your stuff.
Yeah.
And push comes to shove. He goes, hey, I have a gym in my garage. I know you've never met me, but come to my gym. So I went to his gym in his garage, and I took photos of his product, and they weren't that great. I'm not going to lie to you. But Vinny was very patient with me. And after I learned a couple things, I took actually good product photos for him.
Nice.
And then I kind of started lifting with him, working out with him, because I was like, I really like the way this guy does stuff, and he's very knowledgeable. And he goes, hey, I'm competing this October, excuse me. You should join. And I said, no. And then I went home, and I was driving home, and I said, and why not, right? So I call him, and I said, let's do it. And it was kind of a, yeah, why not situation.
Yeah.
And then I get, this was 18 weeks out, and the first 4 weeks were like not bad at all. I was like, this is easy. I got this. Like, I was just slowly losing weight. I was like, man, this is easy.
Yeah.
And then
what was your weight when you started?
I started at 150. So, okay. And then I stepped on stage at 127. So I lost a lot of weight.
Holy smokes.
That's insane.
And then, so another 4 weeks go by, and I'm like, this is easy. I'm going to be a bodybuilder forever. And he says, all right, I still have it. I have it on a vlog. And he says, Teagan, this weekend, I want you to go eat whatever you want, because this next 10 weeks is going to be hell. And I said, this can't be that bad. So I go out, eat whatever I want. And that next 10 weeks were the hardest weeks of my life.
Really?
But it was so rewarding. But so I keep working out and such. And just when I think it can't get worse, he goes, Teagan, I'm cutting your energy drinks. I'm like, oh no. So he cuts my energy drinks. And then after that, he cuts this and he cuts this. And at this point, I'm eating little to none food. And
did you start off with like a fourth of a cup of rice?
Yep.
Did you start off with that and then go down from that?
No. I pretty much ate what I wanted till about week 10. I mean, it was kind of like, it was slightly controlled. Like, I told him what I'd eat, and he'd be like, hey, don't eat that anymore. And then we hit about week 10, and I think I started with like half a cup of rice for lunch, 6 ounces of chicken, and then half a cup of green beans or something like that. And then we just slowly moved from there. I think like at the end of prep, I was like 1/8 cup of rice and like
Oh wow.
8 ounces of chicken and like a quarter
Just
cup of
pure protein.
Yeah, it was just pretty much. I was pretty much just eating egg whites and chicken. That was pretty much it. But so we move on, right? And flashback. So I think it was about like week 9. I went on a vacation with my family, and I lived off protein bars for pretty much that entire because I couldn't really eat anything that they ate. So I just was like, all right, protein bars it is. So anyways, I'm a couple weeks out from stage. At this point, I'm just drinking black coffee because I can't have anything in it. And it was rough, but I look back at it, it was so rewarding because now I can look back and be like, dude, I did that.
Hell yeah.
Right? So flash forward to stage. I have no idea what I'm doing. So he's like trying to calm me down because I'm freaking out a little bit. And we had been practicing posing for weeks before, and I step on stage, and it was the coolest feeling in the world. I couldn't see anyone. The lights were so bright that I couldn't see anyone. So it was just me and the 5-6 other people on stage. And cool. I didn't go into this expecting any placings or anything. I was just doing it because why not? And by the time I had come to the stage, I was like, I'm just proud of where I've come, right? And so I step on stage, I do my thing, and then I go back out, and then all of a sudden, it's like 5th place, Teagan Law. I'm like, hold on, right? So I go to walk up, and then some dude stops me. He's like, no, that's not you, different guy. And I was like, oh. So I go back in the back, right? And then they come back there, they're like, Teagan Law, 5th place. I was like, but he told me. They're like, don't listen to him. Get on the stage. So I took 5th, and it was awesome. But they waited for me for like 2 minutes because I thought I wasn't supposed to be up there. So
because of that one guy.
Yep.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, dude. I love Vinny and his workouts, dude. We went. Was it last year? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Last year we went we did an 8-week program with him.
Right.
Dude, by the end of those 8 weeks, bro, I remember a specific time where it's our last workout, huh, babe, I think. And we were doing legs. And you know how, I don't know if he did this with you, but with us, he has this little bench thing.
Right.
And he's like, just get up on there, go up 50 times on each leg.
Right.
It's your own body weight.
Yeah.
And I just remember him do you remember that workout?
Is it like the stair thingy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was up there going up and down. And he was just looking at me.
I remember.
He's like, how do you feel, Brandon? And I'm like a fucking monster. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. And dude, I was like, oh man, that's such a great time.
He has such good energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, good times. Good times.
So do you want to go back there though?
Absolutely. I want to live a little bit of life first, do my thing, go to college, finish that off. But I definitely want to do it again. I loved it, and it was good times.
It's hard, dude.
It is hard.
When you get in a program like that, whether you into bodybuilding or not, you just starting a program with a real fitness trainer like him, dude. It's one of the hardest things you'll do, but one of the most rewarding things you'll do.
Absolutely. And the only thing that I'm not looking forward to is cardio. If I was hungry, I could drink a bunch of water until my stomach was full. It still kind of sucked, but it was we can get past this, right? I had a little bit of low energy. We can get past this. You can't escape the 45 minutes of cardio. It's just.
Yeah, dude. The ones that killed me the most were the leg days. His leg days are ruthless.
Days are brutal.
Yeah, but they're so afterwards you just walk out there and you're feeling all freaking buff and jacked and you're like, hell yeah.
And the next day you can't walk.
Yeah, no, his leg days are brutal. They're awesome though.
They are.
Yeah. So you want to go back to bodybuilding at some point?
Absolutely. Definitely, I'm thinking 2 years. That's the goal. He almost convinced me to step on stage again in a couple months, but I was like, no, I'm in college. We're not doing that.
Yeah. What college are you going to?
I'm going to CEI.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right here.
I went to Community College Road. It was cheap. So.
Hell yeah, dude. But you're getting your videography.
So
through them?
I'm getting my digital media degree through there.
Oh, okay.
And then once I finish that, I'm going to ISU to get my digital marketing. So it'll all tie together.
Nice. So how long is that? How long is that career?
About 4 years. So
you're year 1?
Yeah.
It'll go by quick.
Yeah, it'll be so
You'll
quick.
be done by what, 23? Something like that?
Should be.
Dang.
And that's if I decide to do the digital marketing. I'm pretty sure I want to, but once I do the digital media degree, that's when I can start getting into graphic design and shooting for bigger companies.
Yeah.
But right now, I just don't have the education for it. They kind of look at me and they're like, "You're just a kid with a camera," which they're not wrong. But
Yeah. What do you think about this thought, like with digital marketing, that a lot of people now like think that you don't need college for those type of careers?
Yes and no. I think education is probably the most important thing in the world, but you don't always have to get it from college. There are so many free resources out there, but the whole reason I'm getting it through college is because it's a fancy degree on a paper. If I didn't have to go to college, I would try to figure it out a different way. But I feel like once you get into that corporate world and that big world, you do need to start to have some type of, it's almost like a resume, if that makes sense. But I mean, some people, I've seen people be successful without college all the time.
Yeah, and I think also too, I think what matters is knowing what type of industry you're going to want to step in. Like for you, it's very clear that you want to do corporate, right?
Right.
So obviously with corporate, they take a look at you, like you said, your college degree and your resume and whatnot. Right. But if you want to do more like freelance type of work, where maybe not dive so much into corporate, but you're more so on the other route, right? Then I think that's more understandable. We're like, I don't need a college degree. Like I already know how to edit and all this and that, so that's okay. So I think it just depends what industry you really want to dive and focus into.
And right now in college, I'm learning more about the business aspect of it all, which is so helpful because I can then take it and put it towards my business. Right. So,
Yeah, I think it's a one-off, like not one-off, but like it goes like one-on-one type of deal. Like, they probably teach you some really good, really good, things in college. But then at the same time, you can probably read a book from Barnes and Nobles that will teach you 10 times things,
And I definitely think, like you were saying, you need to know where you're going. Yeah. Because I've seen too many people, they go to, let's say Boise State, and they spend $20,000 on this semester that they don't even know what they're doing, right? They don't know where they want to go. But for me, it's like, okay, I know what I want to do. I spent a lot less than that at CEI. That's why I'm going to CEI, because it's a lot cheaper. Right? Yeah.
Well, the semesters are per like what, $2,500 a semester, something like that.
Something like that.
Like average.
Around that. I'm not taking all full classes right now because I took a lot of classes in like college classes in high school. Oh, so nice. I only needed 2 required classes to start the digital marketing program. So I don't start that technically until fall, but I'm just finishing off the general classes I need. So
nice. Yeah, I decided not to go to college right after high school. Right. Well, I was in high school and I was like, I'm not going to college. That's the decision I made. But I think, like you said, it just depends on where you want to go into.
Absolutely.
And what type of work you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, because you can learn a lot too. Like, it's crazy how many people learn through YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot of my stuff through YouTube.
Yeah, like it's like I learned basically everything I know through YouTube, I think. Yeah. So, yeah. So you like that coffee?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, dude, I'm starting to like it a little bit more now. I can feel like the sweetness. Now,
hey, me too.
It tastes
like
more.
At first, I couldn't taste it. Now it's like, I can taste it.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh?
Look at us.
Coffee.
We're growing.
Coffee.
I'll tell you what, it's better than the straight black coffee I drank for prep.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I told myself.
We tried it one time when we were with Vinny.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we should do?
What?
75 hard.
Let's do it.
You want to do it with me?
Yeah, why not?
I got my brother in it now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 15, right? Yeah. It's me. You want to do it with us or what?
Let's do it. I don't see why not.
We'll find more people.
I don't know anything about 75 hard, but let's do it.
You don't know what 75 hard is?
I mean, I kind of know. I just don't know the rules.
What do you know about it?
So I know that you do it for 75 days. I'm pretty sure you're like essentially supposed to read. Aren't you supposed to work out twice a day? Mm-hmm. Something like that. I know there's a couple rules, but.
So it's so this is how it is, right? Simple.
Right.
You work out twice a day.
Okay.
For 45 minutes each.
Okay.
One workout has to be outside.
Oh, it's going to be cold. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So one, it's either you, like I did it for 30 days. I didn't complete it, but I did it for 30 days. Like I'd go walk or run in the mornings, and then in the afternoons I go to the gym and lift weights.
Okay.
Okay. You have to read 10 pages of a book every day.
Okay.
And that's not just like front and back. That's actual
10. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I did it. That's my son. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Right.
The guy didn't give too many details on that, but that's how I did it. And then no alcohol at all. No energy drinks either.
Oh no, that's gonna be my downfall. Okay.
And then it's not that bad. It's and then a diet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
You do it.
I'd do it. I just have an energy drink addiction that I'm open
What's your
about,
favorite energy drink?
Oh no.
I know all of them, dude.
The Monster Zero, like peach ring or whatever it's called, like the peach pear. I don't know what it's called.
I'm disappointed.
I know it's peach. I've been on that
disappointed.
lately. I get obsessed with energy drinks like I did other things.
You get obsessed with the wrong energy drinks,
apparently.
though. Monster, dude.
What's yours?
Oh,
Bro's about to say like Rise or something.
No, that's funny. I've never had those actually. I'm really into Alani. What, dude? What you laughing
at? You for it?
What?
Alani?
Hell
They're
yeah.
not even that good.
Dude, the shaved eyes?
The shaved.
The shaved eyes? The shaved eyes. The Kim K. The fucking, what's the other one? The peach guava one. Dude, those are fire, bro. Celsius? You like Celsius?
I like Celsius. Well, yes and no. I bought a bunch because I bought like the big pack because they're cheap.
At Sam's?
And then, yeah. and then like I drank the entire pack and I was like, I kind of don't want these anymore. So I did, but I kind of overdrank them a little bit. I got sick of them, but
I feel like
I'll pick them back up later.
My heart started to hurt with Celsius.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But that's just me, though. I think
That's fair.
I think that's just my heart in
Are you-
itself.
Serious question. Are you a Red Bull guy?
I only like one Red Bull flavor.
Which one?
Well, two, but the one I pick up all the time is the coconut berry.
Okay. I don't see what people see in Red Bull. That's my thing. Like I've tried every single flavor.
Really?
I only like the sea blue one that they just came back out with, like that summer edition.
The summer flower or whatever it's called.
Yeah. But like whoever likes normal,
Dude, it tastes like piss.
it does. It tastes
Same
like
with
cough
Rockstar.
syrup.
You like Rockstar?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm throwing all the shade at people that drink normal Red Bull. That's weird.
Normal Red Bull, Rockstar, and Monster, dude, are
Whoa.
done cells.
Whoa.
Dude, I used to drink a lot of Monster when I was younger.
That's fair.
When I was 14, I'd drink like 2 Monsters a day.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So that's why I stopped drinking Monster, because then I was like, bro, it's probably going to get a heart attack here
That's
sooner
fair.
or later.
The original Monster's gross. I wholeheartedly agree. But
That blue one, what's that blue one called? The Monster?
I don't know any of the names. But oh yeah, like the mango one.
Yeah,
That one's good.
That one's good.
That one is good.
That one's pretty good. So, okay, Teagan. So what's up for you for the next couple of years? I mean, the next couple months,
Next
not
couple
years.
months.
Let's go months and then years.
Okay, let's do it. So next couple months, I'm really looking just to expand my business. That's really the goal. Keep educating myself through college, and I want to explore more. I'm still young, so I want to go on trips. I want to explore places. I feel like once I get out of college for summer break, I'm gonna go explore. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm gonna go somewhere.
Dude,
So,
go to Egypt, bro.
that was yeah. I
Go
mean,
look at the pyramids, bro.
that is true.
Or you
I
can go to
might
Machu
make it
Picchu.
I've never been there. I've never. I think I've been out of the country once, and it was to go to Canada, so it wasn't
Okay.
anything. So yeah,
Okay. That's like me saying I'm gonna go to Mexico.
yeah, exactly.
You know? No, you should go to one of those, dude. That'd
Yeah,
be sick.
absolutely. Yeah,
Machu Picchu, dude. The scary thing about Machu Picchu is that maybe they can kidnap you and, you know.
yeah. Well, it'd be a good story. If I don't live, then it won't be a
That's
good
true.
story. But I mean, you know.
Yeah. You know what Machu Picchu is, though? Right? You have to know.
Sounds familiar.
You
right?
don't know
But,
what Machu
like,
Picchu
It's
is?
not like when you say. I don't want to say it because I'm going to murder the name. But when you say it, I don't like think of it. You know. What I
You
mean?
don't, dude? Let me
Right.
show you this
Okay,
place.
okay,
Let me
show
give you a
me.
little brief history
Enlighten
lesson.
me.
So this place was built by I think at the time was Aztecs or Mayans.
Okay.
It's a city built up on a mountain.
Right.
And the reason why they built it up on the mountain is because they didn't want like protection, right?
Right.
But it was so advanced that the only way to get up there is through like scaling, like you have to walk up there basically. And then the cool thing was that their crops were right below them.
Right.
So when it rained, the water would just flow down.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the cool thing about it. But look at this place, dude. I mean, come on. Imagine taking this picture. Here, let me.
I could do all sorts of videography. Damn. Okay.
Dude,
yeah,
and
no,
this,
I go
and we're talking about like.
I want to go.
This is South America, bro.
That's cool.
So it's not gonna be
I
that
wanna go
expensive,
there. Right?
You know, dude. This is one of the when I learned about this place, I was in 4th grade, bro.
4th grade.
I've never forgotten it because it's one of the places I want to go to. Like, how beautiful is that, dude?
We'll go together. You want to go?
I mean, yeah, we can go together. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
He doesn't want to go with me.
Oh, this is what I was talking to you about. Like, this is where the crops were at, right here.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I see.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, dude. No, I'll go with you for sure, dude. I'm just a little scared of South America, you know.
I mean, me too. But like,
A lot of crazy stuff happens down there, just like anywhere else, though, huh?
It's true.
Look at this. You see that? That's where they would
That
plant
is
their
cool.
crops, and so the water would just flow down.
I see it.
Are you a big history guy or no?
I don't
You're
know.
not.
How do you classify
You're
yourself?
not.
Okay. How do you classify yourself as a history guy? Like, I mean, I don't watch documentaries about history,
Okay, well then there you're not.
so I'm not.
Because I do.
Okay.
You know, and I was like, I'm a history guy.
Nerd.
No, I like to learn about the past a lot.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm not like a historian where I'm like, I'll give you like exact dates.
Exact dates,
frickin-
you're
like
just-
that's a little bit
okay.
too much. I feel like, you know.
I respect it.
But I know enough where I'm like, yeah, dude, like the Egyptians back in the day.
Right.
So I don't know. I like history. I like like Rome.
I respect it. Yeah.
You know, back when there was Rome.
Right.
Badass, dude. But you don't know anything about that, huh? Or do you?
I know a little bit. I mean, I was taught it in history class.
Were you a good kid in school?
I got A's. I talked a lot. Every time my parents would go to parent-teacher conference, they'd be like, dude, your kid won't shut up. I'm like,
Do you have ADHD?
I think so. I was like diagnosed by my like therapist when I was in like 8th grade, but like I don't
Yeah,
know.
therapist too?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Therapy brothers.
Yeah, therapy. Go to therapy, guys.
Hell
It's-
yeah.
But he was like, yeah, you definitely have ADHD. And I think I have like the signs of it, but like I've never gone to a doctor and they've been like, yes, you have ADHD. So I can't say yes.
You ever gone to a doctor and have them prescribe you pills for ADHD?
That's why I didn't want to go because I felt like they're going to give me pills. I didn't want to. I was like,
I'm not a fan of pills, dude.
Me either. I don't want to take them if I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why?
Like, I'm one of those guys that like, if I have a headache, I'm gonna be like, I'm just drinking more water. I don't need Tylenol.
Okay.
And then I take Tylenol because my head hurts. But
Yeah.
I have the original thought.
It's a lot that counts. So I want to ask you this: if let's say in the next year, right,
Okay.
TL Productions is booming, it's, growing, whatnot,
Right.
and then with TL Productions, where do you see it as far as like business wise? I'm very curious. Do you see it as a sole business owner with this you, or would you
Okay.
at one point expand to having business partners?
Oh, I want business partners.
Let's
so
say I
bad.
come to you and I'm like, hey, brother, listen, dude,
Right.
I am not good at anything, but one thing I'm good at is talking.
Okay.
So let me get 20% of your business. I'll pay you, I don't know, we'll evaluate your business at the time. Let's say your
Right.
business is worth, I don't know, $1 million.
Right. Yes.
What's 20% of $1 million? 200,000?
200,000.
I'll give you 200K.
Right.
Let me be a business partner. And then this is what I bring on,
Okay.
which is my skill of talking.
Right.
Is that a good deal?
That's a good deal.
I feel like it's a good deal,
I
huh?
like that. I think.
No,
like,
but in all seriousness, yeah.
I think the next step is, I really want a studio. I feel like a studio would definitely be the next move. I've been looking, but
They're expensive.
they're expensive, bro.
Rent?
Yeah,
On a
no.
studio, bro? Oh my God.
I'm thinking about just honestly, it might be cheaper to get like a little 1-bedroom apartment and call that my studio. Studios are expensive, but I want to get a studio, and then next step, I want to get a second videographer to help me work for behind the scenes and stuff like that. Third step, I really want a coordinator because I really suck at scheduling and scheduling and just all of that stuff behind all of that.
At that point, would you change the name though from TL Productions, or is that a non-negotiable?
That's
staying.
non-negotiable. That's staying.
Would you add on to it?
What are you hinting?
I'm just saying, hey, we're thinking over here.
Hey.
No, but like, would you add on to it, like, let's say, fucking TLLL production?
You know what? Maybe. So here's the thing, right? This started out as Teagan Law photography.
Yeah.
So things change. I don't know, right? It's hard to say. But I'm definitely thinking I would go someone that keeps my stuff organized because I suck at keeping my stuff organized. And then
like a planner. You need a guy who's
organized.
organized.
I need that's, you know what I mean? They taking my calls. And,
all right, well, that's a secretary. You know, chill out.
And then after that, it's hard because the only thing I can't do, I mean, I can not give someone else to do, is shoot my videos, right?
Right.
It's hard finding an editor because there's part of me that's like, I want an editor, but I feel like 99% of my creativity comes out in the editing software.
Okay.
So I would really have to find someone that thinks the same as I do. So that one might take a while, but.
So, okay. Well, maybe we should cut this part out, huh? But, because I don't know if you want that out there. Do you want that out there?
Want what out there? That I want an editor?
Yeah.
Go for it. I don't care.
If you guys are looking for it, no, just playing. If you guys want to edit for Teagan Law Productions, guys.
But also realize I don't have all that much money to pay you. So I'm honestly not hiring right now.
No one's hiring right now at this point. I feel like everyone, dude, even at my job, bro, no one's hiring, bro.
It's real. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to vote.
Go vote.
2024, right? That's this year. Holy smokes, dude.
Who are you voting for? Are we going political?
Do you want to go political?
Shoot, let's do it.
Are you into politics?
Not really, but let's do it.
Okay, let's talk about politics. What do you want to talk about?
Who are you voting for?
Ah, shit. Just like that, dude?
Yeah.
Well, dude, you're not getting, okay, let's put this in let's make sure that people know this, okay?
No, Brandon, who are you voting for? No.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, but like, I feel like you're getting two options that are just kind of like,
The lesser of both evils.
yeah, right? So we already went 4 years with, guys, and listen to me, Trump is going to be the nominee for the Republican Party.
Right.
There's no way someone else is going to beat him. He's 50 points above the other candidates.
Right.
So there's like, that's him. He's the one for the Republican Party. Cool. We already had him for 4 years, right?
Right.
We already know what it did.
Right.
And let's just forget about what he said and all that. Let's just look at three things: economy,
Okay.
wars,
Okay.
and just look at those two things.
Right.
Okay. Now we have 4 years with Biden.
Right.
Okay. Let's look at those two things: economy and wars. Okay. And now you have a choice to choose between the two of those guys again.
Brandon's trying not to get canceled.
Okay.
I backed him in a corner.
And if I am voting, right, I look at that and I'm like, in the next 4 years, where do I want my economy, and am I scared of a World War III possibility?
Right.
Hell yeah, I'm scared of a World War III possibility, and hell yeah, I want a good economy. So I'm going to choose the person, aka Trump, who is going to, who has done that in the past.
Right.
Now, a lot of people say, he's going to be the one who's going to give us World War III. That might be very true and all. But right now, I know there's a sitting president who has economy sinking and who has started not started himself, but there's been a lot of wars.
Right.
Right? That's my opinion.
That's
humble
a good opinion.
So who are you? Who are you voting for, Teagan? That's your turn.
This is my first time voting. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
I completely agree with everything you just said. He said it probably better than anyone else probably could. It is definitely the lesser of two evils. I think all of the candidates there's a little bit of shadiness going on there, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of cover up. Let's not get Brandon canceled. So, but I think I'm going with Trump as well. It's such a, I don't know. Politics, I feel like they get people all riled up for no reason, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you this. I had a beautiful conversation with some family members of mine about a week ago. And, we were having this conversation about politics. And one of them said, well, I think Trump is going to start World War III. Like, I think that's what he's going to start another war. And I just look back and I'm like, well, that's what they said about him in 2016.
And it never happened.
And it never happened. So I expressed to them this, I'm like, well, if you look at Biden in the last 4 years, we are, quote unquote, indirectly, geopolitically involved in the Ukraine war. Right? Israel war. With Hamas. And
tensions with China.
And Taiwan.
Right.
Okay? And it's like, I just look at the facts.
Right.
That's all I look at.
Right.
You know, I don't like to say I'm like a Republican or a Democrat.
Me either.
Because honestly, I'm a person who believes in capitalism, and I'm center.
Right.
Where I am not like super left or super right.
Right.
Hey, I'm open-minded. I like some of the conservative thoughts, and I like some of the Democrat policies.
Exactly.
But I'm mostly center.
Right.
And I'm mostly, you know, capitalist, where I believe everyone has the right to get better, you know,
you worded
through
that
hard
so
work.
Now let's reel it back before you get canceled.
Yeah. So, you know, you look at it now, and I'm like, if we get 4 more years with Biden, first of all, his health.
Right.
Take that into account.
He's
Second
not
of
doing
all,
good. Right.
you know, if his health goes down in the next 4 years, who's stepping up as VP?
Right.
If that's Kamala Harris, I mean,
how much there is she? Right.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. You know, so you have to look at the facts, and that's what I look at. And I'm like, that's why I think we need someone who's going to get the country stabilized.
Absolutely.
And who other than, you know, the lesser of two evils, Trump.
Right.
So that's my opinion.
Good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, I'm into politics. I just don't talk about them.
I'm not. I should be more into it because I'm voting soon, and I should be more educated, but I'm not about it.
Yeah. I recently got really into politics, huh, babe? Mm-hmm. Like, I'd say probably a year ago, I got really into it. Maybe.
No, just, yeah.
Yeah, I think my views are very, I don't know, like, they're not super radical.
Right.
Like, I'm very, how do I want to say it, open-minded, but still, you know, there's some...
Right.
That
You stand by what you stand by.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I like to have conversations about it.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't like the people who, like, you try to have a political conversation with them and they go off on you and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, hey,
Right.
wait a second.
Right.
Like, let's just talk.
Calm.
Yeah,
Bring it down.
we're going to talk. That's all.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens, though. You know, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, you know. If World War III starts when Trump is in office, then shit, you know, then...
I guess we're being drafted.
I guess we're going to... I'll see you in freaking, I don't know, in Europe probably.
Apparently.
But no, it's scary, dude. What's going on around the world is scary for sure.
It is.
You know, it's scary stuff. So back to business partners, huh?
Okay, actually, real question
Yeah.
before we do that. Do you think that's what's going on around the world is the same as it has been in the past 40 years, but now that we have social media, it's more blown up? Or do you think it's worse now than it was 40 years ago?
No, I think for sure what's happening now has happened before. The thing is that now you're not seeing it through CNN or ABC News or Fox News. You're seeing it through your phone every day.
Yeah.
So a lot of people sometimes think that, you know, for example, a lot of people like take a current event from the news and they blow it up, you know. The reason why they do it sometimes is not so much because they want to, you know, like show that. It's because they want to gain something out of that. Mm-hmm. And you see that a lot happening. And so, because if you go back to the Mongol days,
Right.
Genghis Khan killed 8 million people.
Right.
And that's one person.
Right.
You know, the Nazi,
Right.
Hitler killed 6-point-something million Jews.
Right.
You know, World War II.
Right.
Russia, you know, Russia lost 1 million people fighting Germany. So you look at those things and you're like, well, yeah, a lot of people died back then.
Right.
The only difference now, I think, is that a lot of people are not having as many kids as they were back then.
Absolutely. That is true.
You know, even though we hate 8 billion people in the world, I think that a lot of people, especially like younger guys and girls, are a lot more timid towards the idea of having kids.
Right.
And being married.
You guys have kids. Yeah. That's
Yeah, we have a son.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that now social media blows that up. But it's also a good thing too because you get a lot of more real information.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, with these news stations like Fox and CNN, you get very one-sided news, and so you're not getting the full story.
Right.
Whereas now, yeah, you're seeing a lot of stuff happening, but you're getting real actual news.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Okay, now back to your question.
So yeah, so back to business partners, huh? So you are looking for a business partner, eventually, I'd say, right? Or
business partner is an interesting word. I don't know.
What
business
would you call
partner,
it?
Employee. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if you would have told me 6 months ago, TL Productions, I am now primarily a videography company. I'm working towards working in the corporate world, I would be on this cool podcast. I would tell you, you're funny, right? I wouldn't know because everything is so it happens, right? So I feel like saying in the next 6 months, will I need a business partner? Probably, right? Do I know that for sure? Absolutely not. Because
well, I think you gotta look at it from a standpoint too of like, okay, if you're open to the idea of a business partner, okay, well, what are they gonna bring to the table that's gonna help, right?
Right.
And can my abilities help that business partner, him or her, whatever that is, to where they want to go,
right?
Because I have a buddy of mine who me and him were talking about a potential business together and whatnot. And I said to him, hey, dude, listen, I can be the guy who can bring you contacts and bring you business and do that for you and take this side of the business, take care of this side of the business. But for you to be my business partner, I need you to take care of this side of the business.
Right.
And is that going to work with you?
Right.
And so those are like the hard conversations.
Right.
Sometimes you need to have.
And I also, in my future business partner, if I have one, I need them to realize that TL Productions is not going to make them a lot of money. Because let's say, and I'm not saying that because TL Productions is going to be unsuccessful. I'm saying that because let's say, we'll say I'm making $20,000 in a year on TL Productions. Let's just throw that number out there. I'm putting all that money back into business. It's not going towards any of me, right?
Yeah. Well, that's as a business partner and business owner, that's what you have to realize. Hey, go check out our beautiful sponsors, Mexican food, Garcia Street Tacos here in IF. If you're local, go check them out. He said they're good. He likes them.
And I'm white.
There you go. And if you haven't, go check her out on Instagram. She has her address there to go eat real Mexican authentic food at Garcia's Stop Belonas. So go check her out. But yeah, so that's what a business partner has to look into in a business owner, right?
Right.
Like I'm going to spend so much money. A lot of my time is going to go into it, but it's what I have. So if you came to me, you're like, Brandon, be part of TL Productions. I'd be like, hell yeah, dude, let's do it. And then you're like, we're not making any money though. I'd be like, that's fine.
Well,
because look at it from...
Good thing I have a job outside of this.
Yeah, I'm like, good thing I'm a painter. Because you have to look at it, okay, well, 5 years from now, let's say TL Productions is now making $100K a year.
Right.
Now we got some cash coming in.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, if you're a business partner, I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, dude, you having fun or what?
I'm having so much fun. This is awesome. I could talk forever.
Dude,
so
me too, bro.
Just tell me to shut up at this point, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm glad we went all over the place. I think it was fun. Was
agree.
it fun, babe?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We went political. That's
We did.
interesting, huh? Guys, don't hate me. I'm still just a random guy. Don't hate him either, okay? We're just random kids.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid so much. I'm a man.
18. I'm educated.
But get informed, right? That's what we should probably say to them. If you're education, get informed on your politics, and then just take your own decisions aside from that.
Amen.
Yeah, but Teagan, let them know your Instagram handle and everything.
Oh, at TL Productions LLC. Yeah.
What's your other one? Don't you have a personal one?
Yeah, it's just Teagan 26. That was my football number back in the day.
I was wondering, 26. You played football?
I did, freshman and sophomore year. So.
Did you wrestle?
No, I thought about it, but I never got to it.
You should have, dude.
I was too busy flirting with girls.
Okay. You have a girlfriend?
I don't.
Single ladies? Did you have a girlfriend back then? Did you date a lot, dude? I feel like you got a lot of girls back in the day.
Okay, we're going into this. So freshman, sophomore year, at the time, my parents didn't let me date until I was 16.
Okay.
At the time, so I was just flirting with a lot of girls. And then I started dating this girl junior year. I dated her for about a year. She's an amazing human being. It just didn't work out. And then I dated another girl senior year. She's also an amazing human being. Just didn't work out. It just didn't work out the couple times. But,
nice.
The rest of the senior year, I just went on dates and had fun. It was, average high school stuff.
What if a girl came to you and said, "Hey, dude, I don't want you to film anymore. I want you to go work
I would say
at a corporate job."
I would say no. I'm doing what I love. Right?
There you go.
Because you gotta have a girl that supports what you do.
Hell yeah,
right?
dude. Huh, babe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Puts up with our
It's
BS.
important.
Right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. And you don't realize how much sometimes you put your girl through with your BS and your dreams.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh man, I put them through a lot.
Yeah,
I put her
she
through
put
a
up
lot.
through a lot.
Yeah. But hey.
I'm glad you realize it.
Yeah. But you come up with it and you're like, okay, makes sense. And then you support them when their time comes. You know,
Absolutely.
that's how
Right.
I think it should work. You know, once they have a dream and they want to do something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna support you now. You supported me, that's my turn.
Absolutely.
So cool, guys. Well, thanks Teagan for being here.
Thank you, sir.
I enjoyed this
So
very
much
Go
fun. Part
check
two?
us out. Yeah, hell yeah. Part 2. Part 2 will be next year, dude.
Next year, I'm down.
Dang, that's a whole year from
That's
now.
a whole
Damn.
year.
Damn, I'm not
That's
just
a long
playing,
time.
dude. We'll probably be 6 months from now, maybe.
I'll take it.
We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see. Next
You know,
week.
you are our first quote unquote guest that's not known, like that I don't know personally.
See, now I feel like I know you.
Now we know each other.
Yeah, now
dude.
we know each other.
Hell yeah! Now we know where we stand politically too.
Exactly.
That's very important, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine being one of those guys or females that you can't be friends with someone because of your political views.
I couldn't imagine.
I don't
just
understand that,
couldn't,
dude.
But I could see it. Like some people
yeah.
are just so one track minded that.
Yeah, or they're just so like obsessed with that
Right.
one like mindset. You
Right.
know, it's like, ugh. I'm not like that. Though.
Relax.
I'm all over the place as
Me too.
usual. But guys, go check us out on Instagram at the OAP official. Brandon
Do it.
A. Lara.
Jackie with 3 A's, CKIE_.
We're also on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, anywhere else you guys want to look us up at Once a Project Podcast. If not, just type in OAP and it should come up as well. And aside from that, guys, thanks Teagan again.
Thank you guys, and thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Let's have a great week. Bye-bye. That was fun, dude.
That's fun.
It was awesome.
The hearing is so much different when I'm not in the
Killed it.
cool stuff.